Hello! Today I'm gonna show you a Coca-Cola birthday card, and the card looks like this, and you can see there's a Coca-Cola bottle here, but instead of Coca-Cola it says happy birthday, and there you have the bottle and the greeting, and you have a background that is red with some white dots on, and you open it up like this, and there you have a white stripe and a white area where you can write your greeting on, and on the background nothing fancy, just my little signature. And this card was really easy to make. I started out by having a bottle that I had on the computer, and I actually gonna give you the bottle that I have. I'm gonna put it on my blog. I don't use my blog, but I thought that I would put this image of the bottle, just white and black, black and white, so you can print it out. And I think the measurements of the bottle at the moment are 4 centimeters by 16 centimeters. I'm not sure. I could check it out here, I guess. 4 centimeters, yes, by almost 16. Not really 16, more like 14. 4 centimeters by 14 centimeters. And you should print that out with a laser printer rather than an inkjet printer. But if you only have an inkjet, I guess that it's okay as well. I printed it out on watercolor paper. That way I could colorate it, so I just printed it out on watercolor paper that I meant for watercoloring. And it's different than normal printer paper because it's better to use aquarels. You could use what are they called? Tusch at Swedish, but not at English. You could use pencils, but or Copic markers. Are they called markers? You could use markers, or watercolors, but I use my all-time favorite, Distress inks. And the colors that I used was just tea dye, worn lipstick, and actually the bottle is a little bit green, so that was peeled paint, I think it was. So those 3 are the colors that I used, and I just used 1 drop of each color. I have other colors here as well from previous cards that I made, but I just used the red, brown and green, and I draw with my aqua pen H2O. This is filled with water and really easy brush to use. And once I was done, I let it dry, and then when it was dry, I took a white gel pen. You can see here are a little bit of white. It was supposed to be like not a shadow, more like a highlight. Yes, a highlight that I drew there. You can make a lot better job than that. And I tried to make a little highlight here as well. It's white a little bit. What else did I do? I took a black pencil, and I drew the lines a little bit thicker here on the bottle. And also these small black things here, the dots, they are supposed to be bubbles. I know you can do a lot better job than that. I didn't really know how to make bubbles, so they became black small dots. Maybe not so good idea. So if you come up with a better idea for bubbles, then try that. I just drew black bubbles with a pen. And the bottle itself don't have any greeting on, so the greeting on I glued on later, but I'm gonna concentrate on the bottle now. Not that bottle. What am I saying? Bottle. Yes. And I also drew the lines here a little bit better on the capsule on the top. And then you can see that it shimmers, and you can do that 2 ways. The way that I did, I used some pigment ink. Pigment ink is ink that dries really slowly, and that is great for embossing. So what you need for embossing is clear embossed powder. This is white right now, but it says clear, so it will dry absolutely clear. And then you will need one of these heating guns. And the thing that I did was, when this was dry, this bottle, I just pressed the whole ink pad itself. As you can see, it's a little bit dirty there from previous projects, but I just pressed on the whole bottle this this pigment ink. And then I sprinkled on some clear embossing powder, and then I used my heating tool to make it hot so it melted. And that's the way I got it glittery like this, or really like a bottle or a glass bottle, like really shiny. That's the first effect, and I really recommend that if you're gonna bend it, because as you can see it is a little bit bent in the middle. So if you're gonna bend the project, and this is also really fast way to do it, so that's a great way to make it shiny. Another way is to use glossy accent. Then you're just gonna smear on glossy accent on the whole bottle, or maybe if you only want the capsule you can make only that one, but I prefer then to make the whole bottle. The only problem is you have to wait a really long time, so I suggest you do this in the evening so you can let it dry over the night. And the other thing is it's gonna be thicker, so if you're trying to bend it, it's gonna crackle. So be careful if you use big areas with this one and you're trying to bend it. It takes longer to dry and it becomes thicker. So that's why I used clear powder, because that was faster and you can bend it and it won't crackle. So that was how I did that. Then this greeting here, happy birthday. That was on the computer as well. If you go to Google and you search for Loki Cola, not Coca-Cola but Loki Cola, that is a free font, and the font looks exactly like Coca-Cola, but it's free. If you search for Coca-Cola font, there will come Coca-Cola fonts, but then you have to buy them. So this was a free font that was Loki Cola, and I download that one and I installed it. It's really easy. You download the free font and you just double click and it says, do you want to install? Maybe a big page open up with the whole font like ABCD, but on the upper there you should see a little icon saying install, and you just press that one and it will automatically install. Then on Photoshop I wrote happy birthday with white using the Loki Cola font, and I put a little bit of drop shadow so you can see it's black behind the happy birthday. I used on the background red, and I also made these lines here, and then I just printed it out. I made also a smaller one that says happy birthday, but that one was too small, so I chose to use the bigger one. So that's how I got that one. And for the background here, the paper, that's a paper cut at, let me see now, it's cut at 16 centimeters by 9 centimeters. So that would be 18 centimeters by 16, and you score it in half. I rounded the corners with my X-cut corner rounder. This is a small. I have a medium and large as well, so I used a small one. And then I use, this is a stamp on the background here. It's a stamp by Fiskars, and this one is supposed to be in a machine that looks like that, and it's a rolling stamp, continuous stamp, so you're supposed to roll it over. I don't have the roller and I probably won't get it. So the way that I used this one was, this is a pretty big stamp, so I used one of these. This is from my Big Shot. This is the plate that you make a sandwich, which is an acrylic block from the Big Shot to make the sandwich. So I just put this on, and then I I used some ink, again pigment ink, because this time I used Seafoam white, and this is white embossing powder. So once I made this one, these stamps here, I put on some Seafoam white powder, and again I used my hot tool gun that blows really hot air, and that's the way I got the background here. If you don't have a Big Shot and you have really big stamps and you don't have a Big Shot, you could use a CD cover. You know those plastic CD covers, they're kind of big, they work as well as acrylic blocks. So anything you have at home that is see-through, that will work great for your see-through stamps. That's the way I got the background here. Then I just glued on this Coca-Cola bottle, and for that I used double-sided dimensional tape, but also my beloved advanced tape glider. And the thing was, I took some of this tape and I cut out a piece that was like this big, and then I cut it in half, and I put here and here, in the middle I put those two thicker pieces of dimensional tape, and that way it will stick up on the middle and be flat on the sides, because here on the sides I used my advanced tape glider. So the advanced tape glider went around the sides, and in the middle the dimensionals came. So that way when you press it down, you can see that it's flat going up and flat. So it gives a little bit of a bottle shape to the Coca-Cola bottle itself. And the same thing becomes with this one. After you glued on the bottle, when you have this greeting here, you put just on some double-sided adhesive. I didn't use dimensional, I just used normal. And then I just glue it on. And then you will see that it will also rise, because the bottle is higher here. So it will become like flat, up and flat. And that gives a nice little dimensional touch to the card. Like that. And that's pretty much how I made it. It was really easy, just handmade draw, how is that said? Just draw by hand the colors here. Maybe I should have made some more highlights than those little white pieces there. And maybe you should do something else instead of black bubbles inside. But all in all, I think it's a pretty nice card, very summery, and maybe good for somebody who likes Coca-Cola. This is going to a male person, a boy, or a man actually, so who maybe drinks Coca-Cola, I'm not sure, but usually men do, at least in Finland. A lot of men drink, of course women as well. So this could go quite a girl or a boy. It's pretty much the same if it goes to a girl or a boy. Red is a nice manly color, not only for women, I think. So, and on the inside here, just cut out with scalloped scissors. I need to glue that a little bit better, I see. Just scalloped scissors, a line, and then I just cut out a square, not really a square. Is that a rectangle? Yes, I think so. A rectangle with scalloped scissors for the greeting. Nothing fancy other on the inside, and just my little signature there. So, all in all, it was a really easy card to make, and you will have the description. And in the description you will have a link to my blog and to get this bottle, so you can print it out and use it as a nice element on your cards. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Have fun, thank you, bye bye, see ya.